Hi, my name is Grieves.
My name is Budo.
And we're out here on the band's Warped Tour. Boosh.
Camden, New Jersey.
So, how are you enjoying Warped Tour so far?
Warped Tour is great. It's it's like getting your ass kicked every day, but really liking it.
It's like getting punched in your face by your best friend every day. And then
Really
hanging out
way.
together afterwards.
It's cool. It's not something that we're used to because this is not really kind of the scene in which we operate in, which is cool because we're getting exposed to new fans and new artists and all that stuff. So every day is kind of like a hustle for us because we're the hip hop group, so we're out here trying to make metal kids, punk rock kids like hip hop, which a lot of them don't want to do.
How is that working out? Like, how's the
good.
fan reaction?
Pretty good. I mean, everything that we do is undeniable. It's not like we're up there faking it. So it works. It's not the huge crowd. It's not like I'm turning 7,000 kids on the hip hop every day, but it's we get kids to stop. They focus on what's going on, and then they come in the merch tent and they talk with us later, and it's good. Like, I literally see the transformation. We see it happen, and they come up and be like, I do not like this stuff at all, but I like what you do.
And you can see them on stage. I mean, you see these people walking past and stop. And on a lot of these shows, we start out with 20, 30 people, and we'll end with 200 to 300, and that's our job out here is to really place our music in front of people who never hear it otherwise, and then sort of allow them to make a decision. But it's going really well.
So the album Together Apart was recently released.
Yes, June 21st.
So how's the feedback been from that so far?
Amazing. Like, we've never put anything out to this degree before, and doing that, like, you expect like a lot of negative criticism or at least just like some stuff like but this has been amazing actually, like, and maybe it's because we're out here on the World Tour and I'm not really paying attention to anything else, but like I'm very, very, very happy with the way that this turned out, and to see those first week numbers do what they did.
I have seen nothing but positive
feedback
online. It's been incredible.
It's actually, it's a little bit unnerving. I mean, I actually read one review like a couple of days ago that has some criticism. It was actually refreshing to read that because I keep reading these reviews that are so positive, and at a certain point you start thinking, all right, like, are they actually listening? Or they just read that last review and like copy it, But I mean, generally, it's been amazing. The warmth with which people receive this album is just like, because it was something that we were both so proud of and so excited to share with people, and to see something like that we have such like passion for, get received so well,
it was good.
That's why we do this.
You never know how it's gonna go.
Right.
You never know what other people are gonna think, especially after how long it took us to make the record. Like, we were kind of desensitized with the record by the time we put it out because it took us 2 years, and we're just like.
I think that's like the risk of any artist. Like, anytime someone creates something, you never quite know how the masses are going to take it right away.
And this was one of
those
those
have a massive following,
But this was actually one of those albums, or one of those things that I felt like even if it had been received terribly, I was still so happy with it. It's easy to say that now because it's been received well, but I was still so happy with it that, like, people that hated it, I would still be solidly proud of that album.
So,
I wouldn't.
Kick it to the curb.
Fuck that album.
so which songs are really getting the crowd going? Like, which ones are?
Rock You Like a Hurricane. Our songs.
Yeah.
Which production? Well, one off of our previous album, 88 Keys, called Guinevere, is our closing song, and it seems to be a good one because it's like a call and response song, and it's a good song. It's got guitar solos in there, and he just looks really good when he's doing guitar solos, so he just love it. And the dudes like handsome guys too.
Whether or not they want
handsome guys. So that song,
On the Rocks.
Yeah, on the Rocks.
Side of Hell.
Sunny Side of Hell has definitely been a crowd pleaser, which is weird because it's one that we've like dabbled around with before, but never like it's like a real hip hop song.
Yeah.
And for us, like it's like cool. We've done the hip hop songs forever, so like for us, it's kind of like it's that desensitized shit. Like, is this really what people are gonna like this? And then we play the song, and I love the song so much more now that we do it live.
Yeah, it's cool. And Lightspeed too is just one where consistently like it's
it's not one where people are like, our set's pretty mellow, you know? Like our set is not like a in your face like.
Which is funny because it's like this is like an energetic set for us, but compared to like a lot of what's going on out there, it's kind of,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, our grooves, like our tempos are slower, and it's, you know, everything's kind of laid back in the cut, and it's grounded, sexy. Two dudes that look like little children.
Yep. Walking anomalies.
So, you know, being in the studio versus playing in the live setting, which do you enjoy more?
I like the live setting. I mean, it's different because the studio is a place where you create and you come up with those ideas, and the stage is where you share those ideas. You know, even if you haven't even finished recording the song, like we were doing Wild Thing in our set way before it ever hit the record.
And it really grew as a song live before we finished it. You know, like it kind of took shape as we played it, which is cool.
Yeah. And stuff like Bloody Poetry too. Like ever before it hit the record, we were playing it live, and stuff developed that way. Like the trumpets and all that shit, like just kind of developed via, you know, wanting to add a little bit more during the live show. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the studio and the stage are completely different environments.
Right.
And one is, they both have like amazing virtues, and then there's drawbacks to both. You know, like I mean, the studio is very easy to get isolated in the studio and to sort of get caught in your own head in your own creative process. It's to lose sight of like the necessity of making that connection with fans and with people. You know. But then the stage is something where, like, you know,
I love when I have to bring beer to my bus.
Sort of buried in this, it becomes easy to lose sight of the fact that, like, you know, the things you created in the studio placed you on the stage, you know, at least in part. And so, you know, they both have to live together. Like, there's a need for both, I think, in balance.
Oh, sure. So, what's been one of the craziest things that you've seen happen on Warped Tour so far?
I don't know.
A lot of fireworks started going off in the parking lot a couple days ago. It's not that crazy.
That's festive.
I don't know. It's like kind of like organized confusion.
Yeah. If you want to find crazy, you gotta go for it. But I'm like at my merch table, and then I'm like sitting in a chair behind my trailer, drinking all the beer in my bus afterwards. Like, I don't know. Like, if you want to have a crazy time,
You can find it.
you go to the Misa Men bus. That's where you party. That's where the crazy shit happens. That's where you go.
You know, we just interviewed them. They didn't tell us that.
They wouldn't.
No, because they're gentlemen. But that's where shit pops off. I was on that bus like the second day, and that thing looked like it had hydraulics on it. That shit was bouncing up and down, like, and the bus driver came on, like, what the fuck is going on? It was awesome.
So, what has been one of the most memorable shows that you've played so far?
On the Warped Tour?
No,
or
not necessarily, just in general.
Think of the most memorable show I've ever played.
Maybe the Chicago show.
The Chicago show, the first time I was sold out the Aggie, which is like the venue in my hometown that I don't live in anymore. But we just sold it out a couple months ago, which was, you know, over 700 people. So that was awesome for like to just go back there and just have that support from the hometown. For me, it's like it was a very cool experience to sell that out. And the owner like bought me an Xbox 360
Nice.
Connect and shit for like doing it. He's like, I'm proud of you. And it felt good. You know, it was a good validating date. a validate.
Who would you guys list as some top influences? Is there a dream artist that you'd like to collaborate with or share a stage with one day?
I would like to do a song with D'Angelo because he's sexy.
That's bringing me back.
I fucking love D'Angelo. That's all I listen to. It's like neo soul, like 60, 70 Motown too. So, like I said, grown and sexy. I would really like that. I would like to do a song with Rat-a-Tat too. That'd be cool. I really like that a lot.
So what are the plans for after Warped Tour?
Take a couple weeks off and sleep for a little bit and then go out on a headlining run. Doing the West Coast and Midwest and then jumping over to Europe with Atmosphere.
And Canada. We're going Canada too.
Canada.
We got you back, Canada.
And then doing Europe with Atmosphere in November for a couple of weeks. Atmosphere, Brotherly Evidence, Blueprint.
Oh, wow.
Gonna be
That's
awesome.
going to be a good show.
And then we're coming back to finish up the U.S. and the East Coast in the beginning of the
They're
winter.
south.
So is there any place that you'd like to visit that you haven't yet?
Australia.
Don't say Australia.
But we've been to Montreal.
Well, I was gonna say Montreal was one of those cities, and I got to go there a couple days ago.
Okay.
That was cool. But
Australia.
That's a trend today. Give up.
Really?
Everyone's either going to Australia after
Wants to go to
this
Australia.
or wants to go to
Like
Australia.
Cambodia.
So what's the best way for fans to stay up to date?
You can follow us on the Facebook, which is facebook.com/GrievesMusic, or on the Twitter, which is @GrievesMusic on the Twitter. Take a tweet at me. I'll take a tweet on you. You know? Or you could go to, www.rhymesayers.com/Grieves/Budo. Facebook for Budo would be facebook.com/BudoBeats or @Budo on Twitter, and we're all up on that shit. So you could say something to us and we'll say something back. Unless it's negative, then you can suck our dicks and kiss our asses.
Might actually get that.
Well, on that note, thank you guys
Hell yeah.
for taking the time out to speak with us. Is there any message you'd like to share with our site visitors at Pop Culture Madness?
Have your cats and dogs spayed and neutered.
Yeah, because animals need family planning too.